What's going up, everybody? This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. Well, out of the top 10, only Ripple's really the one making moves, and NEM. But market cap peeled back off the $650 billion all-time high that we hit about 12 hours ago. So welcome to the world of cryptocurrency. You go from an all-time high to peeling back and people panicking, in particular because Bitcoin. Well, if you guys want to know the truth about Bitcoin, 1 month ago, Bitcoin, let's see, today is December 21st, right? So November 21st, Bitcoin was at $8,000. Bitcoin's still sitting at almost 2 times gains in 1 month. And people, believe it or not, are panicking. Not by any fault of their own, but because they're so spoiled in the sense that the market has been so extremely bullish that when it does go up to these high levels and peels back by 15 to 20% after going up 100%, they get concerned. So overall, my take on Bitcoin is still very positive. If anything, if it peels all the way back to $10,000, me personally, I will be looking at that as a buying opportunity. Because I will be thinking personally, and this isn't financial advice, guys. You need to do your own research on why this would be something that you would agree with. But if it pulls back to the $10,000 mark, I'll be stoked because I know it'll more than likely reach. It reached $20,000, but it'll revisit its all-time highs. So I'd be getting it at a bargain, basically. That's why I like dips. When things dip in this bull market, I get excited. It's basically, what's the best word to put it? Or how would I put it? It's definitely not a bear market because this market, the projected growth over the next 3 years and the money coming in over the next 3 years is so high. I mean, there's no possible way we could be in a bear market, but in a bull market, you do have ups and downs, definitely. And we've seen those here. We've seen it when it went to 17,000 and then pulled back to 14,000, creating a buying, or 13,000, creating a buying opportunity. We've seen it here at thereabouts 20,000, and it's down to 15,000, creating another buying opportunity. We saw it back in November. We saw it, let's see, even if we go to September, when I really remember, when I was starting to really get into Bitcoin was around about September. So I remember it hit like 4609, which back then was an all-time high, and that was high for September. So from September to now, we're still at $15,000. But when it pulled back down here to just about $3,000, I remember I went to bed and I said, this was back 3 months. This was September, so it was like 4 months ago, right? It seems like a long time ago. It literally does. I mean, it's just really a quarter. It's a quarter of a year, and it seems like it was a full year ago, because of so much that we've been through in a cryptocurrency market here. But I said, I think the market might be in trouble because this was back when there was like legitimate news pushing the price down, which is called fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and that was China pulling out of cryptocurrency, saying we're banning exchanges and ICOs and this and that. And I was like, this might just, who's next? Like the domino effect, right? Who's going to fall next? Is it going to be the United States, or is it going to be the UK or the EU? Sure enough, I woke up the next day and we were like back in the green. And I said, you guys like when I say this, but I said, wow, what a crazy market we are in. Because it's the truth. This could pull back, creating a buying opportunity. If anything, this is a buying opportunity. Now, this isn't financial advice, but for me, I look at it as a buying opportunity. That's just how I look at it. Even if I buy at this price and it pulls back to 10,000, I'm still not upset that I bought here. Okay, because let's just kick off the news actually. So here's a guy. Trader makes $1 million bet that Bitcoin will triple in the next year. So this is here on CNBC. So because we've been following the market for a while now, we know that the topsy-turvy Bitcoin market, or Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, this is just it's like that saying, what goes up comes down, what goes up comes down. Once it goes up, once it goes high, it goes low. But it's always gradually going up. You know, it's like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, sometimes 5 steps forward, 2 steps back. And recently we've seen like 10 steps forward and 1 step back. But now we're starting to get 3 steps back out of that 10, you know, so it's kind of like, it's there. You have to just get used to these pullbacks and look at the pullbacks as buying opportunities and not look at them as panic modes. But in tracking Bitcoin, just be aware that this might not be the low. Like the next low would be around 14,159. If it passes that, on the head and shoulders chart, if it blows past 14,159 on a pullback, then you can expect the next resistance to be at around $10,000. So just be aware that if you do take out a position at this price, you're getting a pretty good deal based on the fact that a trader is saying it's going to be worth $50,000 per Bitcoin in 2018. So if you can get it at 15,000, that's a pretty good price. It's also going to help you. It's giving you guys an opportunity to breathe a little bit and say, wow, my goal of getting to 1 full Bitcoin is real. Okay. Bitcoin Cash is suffering greatly today. It's not like Bitcoin Cash is all of a sudden catching up with Bitcoin. So, you know, you're just seeing some serious buying opportunities occur with Bitcoin at this moment. Now, if we keep on moving here, let's talk about, is it too late to buy Bitcoin? Says 2008 housing bubble predictor, American businessman and investor Peter Schiff. Guys, this guy is like anti-cryptocurrency. Believes investors buying Bitcoin at current prices could lose everything. So I'm just letting you know, if we're going to put a bunch of optimism out there, we also have to be fair in putting it out there. But this guy, Peter Schiff, okay, I'll just tell you about Peter Schiff. I've watched countless videos where he talks about the dollar. He talked about the dollar collapsing in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and so far the dollar has never collapsed. But this guy, they keep putting him on the news, and he keeps talking. I mean, at what point do they say? I mean, like I said, this guy, he does not like cryptocurrency. He loves gold. I think he even owns like gold, like a lot of gold. So, but whatever. He's a guy. But truth is, I've listened to this guy on YouTube so many times. Like, just imagine if I started being wrong 10 times in a row. I would like to think that you guys would say, hey, Jeff, either get your finger back on the pulse and tell us what's really going on, or I would just stop doing the job, right? Because this guy, that's like this guy's record right now. Like, he's been calling for, now it could happen, but still, every time he talked about when it was going to happen, it was still incorrect. And it's been incorrect for a while. So just because if it does happen, I guess maybe that kind of validates him as saying, I told you so. But yeah, him saying this, you know, and they say, oh, he predicted the 2008 housing bubble. I tried to find the video of where he predicted it, and I didn't see it. But they still try to find out where he says it. But he said it now, so whatever. Tea, juice, and vape companies add blockchain to their names to profit on Bitcoin mania. So while other companies are getting, or while you guys are fudding, more companies are looking to get on the blockchain. So interesting there, right? So we got that. 3 reasons why Amazon will choose Ripple XRP in 2018. So is Ripple the next cryptocurrency to get added to Amazon? Is it the next cryptocurrency to get added to Coinbase? Well, that's some big news, and we're going to explore that in a video later on. But if we just look at the market here, Ripple is surging past the dollar. So right now, Ripple looks like it's just, even though it's at all-time highs, it's still potentially in a buying opportunity. I'm not buying Ripple at this price because I already took out my core position at this range, 25-cent range. So I was accumulating Ripple around here, but it was a waiting game. And people don't like to play the waiting game in cryptocurrency because 3 months feels like 3 years. But, and yeah, I was tempted to get out of Ripple, but because I only held you know, I don't hold a lot, but it doesn't matter. A couple thousand is what I'm saying. All right. So Ripple, I'm bullish on Ripple because of the fact that if there is a potential that they're going to get added with more banks, because it's just like a domino effect with them, where they're the industry leader getting added by all these banks, and also Amazon's now considering them because of that. So they're like laying the pipeline with the banks, which is going to lead to the pipeline with the commerce, which is going to lead to the pipeline with other things, which is going to make them more valuable, which is going to ramp up the price of Ripple. So Ripple being on a bull run. And yeah, the people who were calling for a $5 Ripple in 2018 might just end up being right. So, but bear in mind, you can get 5 times gains out of other cryptocurrencies also. But this is like the one you tell your grandpa or your mom, someone who's a conservative investor. Hey, Gramps, invest in Ripple, because in Ripple's, it's like Ethereum. Like Ethereum's going places, Ripple's going places. You tell them to invest in like Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin or Litecoin, it's kind of like, well, we don't know, but they're the currency. But IOTA is another one of those. Like, hey, Gramps, invest. So out of these, all these top 10, they all have a unique value set. And I'm saying out of these, Ethereum, Ripple, IOTA, and Dash are some really cool buys. Obviously, Litecoin's still a really cool buy, even though Charlie Lee just sold his Litecoin. But the top 10 is just I'm really bullish on the top 10 completely. And if you've been watching these videos, you know I've been bullish on Bitcoin Gold. Because of the fact that I've seen what happened with Bitcoin Cash. I watched Bitcoin Cash just do this for so long. Look how long Bitcoin Cash was just flat. That's kind of what I've been seeing with Bitcoin Gold. It's like at some point, Bitcoin Gold's going to jump in the mix, So that's just my anticipation about that. But I think you could get 2 times gains out of many other cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin Gold. But holding one Bitcoin Gold at this price might be a safe play. So if you were trying to get into Bitcoin at 20,000 or 18,000, you can maybe take some of that and put it into a Bitcoin Gold. So you can get your full Bitcoin at a value, and Bitcoin Gold, just bear in mind, this might still have a lot of room to pull back. Now, the next one that we're going to talk about is IOTA. So IOTA, obviously they have a strategic alignment with Microsoft that's been in the works, or there's some way somehow connected with Microsoft, also some way somehow now connected with Bosch. So this is just big news for IOTA. As far as IOTA's price on the chart, IOTA is not really rising, but I mean, they keep getting more and more partners. So just like how when Ripple was getting new partners, they weren't really doing anything, but they were laying a foundation that was scaling them towards the next level. So it's like they were laying the concrete pad. Now Ripple's putting up building the walls and, putting the roof on before they come in, and they insulate it, and then they come in and then they decorate it. And then the next thing you know, you have this shiny, beautiful Ripple that's on Amazon, and you can buy it on Coinbase and Gemini, and you can use it over here, you can use it over there. It's replacing PayPal kind of thing. And next thing you know, it's $5 and $10, and you're like, Ripple's the next big thing kind of thing, right? So now, that's me, obviously, in my vision of where I think Ripple can go, but I have no reason to think that it's not going to go there. Something like Verge. The reason that Verge might not be popular with the Wall Street is because of the privacy element, which makes it kind of like the government doesn't really like the privacy element, but the people do. Because if you can't track the coin's movement and what's been going on, of course the government's going to be like, well, the terrorists could use it, the cartels could use it, drug organizations can use it, but the people are going to be like, I don't want you knowing if I bought Coca-Cola on my Verge, because you don't need to know if I'm buying Coca-Cola or Pepsi, guys. You don't need my data, kind of thing. But that's just kind of the way that cookie's going to crumble. Is the people like privacy coins, the government does not. So now, if you're on Twitter, which I've been recommending to you guys to follow us on Twitter, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of our notifications, and I'm going to answer some of these questions as they're coming in. Hey, Altcoin Buzz, what do you think about Funfair Coin? I don't know much about Funfair Coin, but I did see it rising not too long ago. Jeff, what do you think about blockchain ELF? recently listed on Binance. I actually don't know about that one. So I see you guys are making a lot of recommendations. I've got a lot to learn about that because there's out of these 1,375, my memory bank only holds about 150 of those. So that leaves at least over 85% of cryptocurrencies that I do not know in detail or even vaguely anything about, right? So as you guys are mentioning them, that's just adding more to my memory bank. And if you guys are excited about it, that gets me in there. See, mobile miner. Oh, yes. What's your thoughts on Electroneum mobile miner? Well, if it has a low carbon footprint in mining, that's a good thing because the big deal is the high carbon footprint that mining from Bitcoin is causing. So mobile mining shouldn't be using up too much of a carbon footprint unless it's forcing you to recharge your cell phone every hour, which even then is probably, I guess it adds up if there's a lot of you guys mining, right? So Litecoin accepted here. Okay. I have not seen this. So this is news here. This is why he sold his Litecoin on Facebook. So thank you, Josh, for sharing this information. Shout out to you because how am I supposed to know about this news if it's coming unless guys like Josh are tweeting to us? So good stuff, man. Seriously. Hey, Jeff, what are your thoughts on Genesis Vision? Looks like a great idea, team, and low supply. Thanks in advance. Let's take a look at Genesis Vision because I've heard about this many times. Okay, very low supply. Very low supply. Where can we get it? Binance, KuCoin. Okay, hit BTC. The chart hasn't gone off the it hasn't gone off the charts yet. Let's see here. All right. All right. That's a low supply. So if this is a legitimate tech, then this price won't matter because it's got so much room to grow with that low supply. The first platform for the private trust management market built on blockchain technology and smart contracts. We combine exchanges, brokers, traders, and investors into a decentralized, open, and honest network, making the financial market even more global. Let's take a look at the team. Okay. Based on the names, looks like they're a project out of Eastern Europe. That's cool. Okay, got Charlie Shrem as an advisor, who's with the Jax wallet. So far so good with these guys. Let's take a look at the white paper. Guys, this is a very brief glance over, so I'm just answering the question and they're asking me the question, but this is how I would look at it. Market participants, managers, investors, brokers. Okay, all right. I'm not going to read too much of this, but I am looking description of the problem. Despite the industry's steady growth, existing trust management mechanisms do not meet the requirements of modern investors and managers. Okay, so I see what they're up to, but my thing is, how's their potential relationship with, believe it or not, I'm going to say with governments. I mean, are they getting in there in a safe way with the governments? Like, are they able to conduct business in the United States? Because if they're not able to conduct business in the United States, that's a big deal. Are they able to conduct business? Like, are they SEC certified? You know, is Wall Street, is this competition to Wall Street, which makes the U.S. government want to keep them out? You know, are they able to do business in Japan? Are they able to do business in Hong Kong, Singapore? Are they able to do business in the EU, which they're out of the EU, so you'd like to think that they're able to conduct business in Switzerland and London. We'll see. But for advantages for investors, it's good that they got advantages for you, the investor, private managers and funds. So overall, interesting project. But let's go ahead and keep looking here. I'm going to take a look more in the Genesis Vision and let you know what I think. Check out Kaya. I do not know them, and I can't look at that right now. But thank you, Tom, for the question. Hey, Jeff, do you store all your coins that are fairly new? Do you keep them in a market, or do you store them somewhere else? I store my coins all over the place. There is not one central place that I store my coins. I am so spread out with my coins because one day an exchange could get tied up or hemmed up, and I don't want to have all of my assets tied up in one place. So I'm very diverse between hardware wallets, software wallets, exchanges, basically you name it, I'm using it. So I'm using a diversification storage, which you could say, well, if one goes down, then some of my liquidity goes with that. But at the same time, I don't lose it all if the one that I'm on goes down, right? So that's kind of important. And I also recommend that you use, if you've got different email addresses and different phone numbers, you don't connect them all. You also use two-party authenticator, and you make it just really safe. So definitely using Google Authenticator for what you're doing is good. And when you're writing down your passwords, write them down. And if you're storing them on your computer, get an external hard drive and store them on your external hard drive. Altcoin Buzz, XVG is an excellent price right now. Okay, yes, I saw it's at 11 cents. Please talk about super low coins with potential like ETHLend, Tron, and Syndicator. Okay, Tron is got a super high market cap, and it's been on an all-time high run here. ETHLend, definitely in a buying opportunity, I would say, with ETHLend. Tron sitting at an all-time high. I am staying away from Tron right now. Like, I should have got on Tron at a lower level, but I have some Tron. Just it's just, if you can own a lot of Tron and still not have a lot, like I've got 1,000 Tron, right, or whatever. I don't even know, but that's not a lot when it's only worth 6 cents or 5 cents. Syndicator, I do not know about Syndicator. All right, so Twitter, guys, follow us on Twitter, altcoinbuzz.io, and on Instagram, let's see what you guys are talking about over here. Thank my boy McAfee. Okay, so he started talking about new altcoin every day, Electroneum, and since it went from 75, it's almost 13 cents. Okay, so John McAfee talking about Electroneum. Let's take a look at that. So you guys know that we've been talking about Electroneum on this channel. There's no possible way that you could have ever missed the fact that I've been talking about Electroneum. So the fact that John McAfee is now talking about Electroneum is positive for us if you guys have been getting into Electroneum. Do you want to see Electroneum on more exchanges? Visit these petitions on change.org and support the cause. So they want to see Electroneum because it broke records as including the largest ICO, most number of wallets created. So Electroneum getting on more exchanges is definitely going to have a massive effect on their price. So here's one, Crypto Rich talking about Electroneum. Electroneum, the first of my daily reports. To your grandparents who asked you to explain cryptocurrencies, they have over 400,000 participants. 110 actually participate in the ICO, which is astronomical. One of the founders is the CEO of Rocket Space. Again, not sure what value there is in this, but he is probably not stupid. Okay, so you guys, it's big, man. Okay, so people are complaining at John. You guys really, some of you guys, man, are really tough on people. Like you act like you're the perfect. You focus too much on the little things. John's an old man. He already said that. If you guys are ragging on him, he's giving you guys insider advice. Like most insiders, they don't share anything with you. They just rather you give them their money and run. John's at least making an effort to share some information with you. So when you guys are giving him a hard time, and I've seen you guys give him a hard time, calling him a dumb drunk, blah, 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 man, hey, leave the man alone. He's out here doing, the best that he can, okay? He's got 239,000 followers. Follow him on Twitter. Like, if you want to know a guy who's got power and influence in the market and he's not looking to rip you guys off, from what I can see, I mean, if anything, he's kind of like he's kind of in a way like a mob boss, I guess you could say. Google his name, you'll see he's got definitely some crazy things on there that he's done, like what he did in Belize, and he's, through due process or whatever, he hasn't been tried. So I mean, innocent until proven guilty. But moving right along from that, he's in the market. He's tweeting about ETN. So you guys are asking me, and I'm telling you. The second Electroneum goes on more exchanges, big things will happen. So just being on Cryptopia is a big thing. Anyways, guys, this is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. You can also follow us on Instagram at Altcoin Buzz. Oh, right here, Altcoin Buzz. So we'll see you guys later.